Is it Aisha Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Man, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or $4,000. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. But you right to remain present if you cannot afford one.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. On March 26, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to a disturbance call. The officer met with the complaining witness who stated that the defendant is from a roommate. The complaining witness stated that they got into an argument over a broom and the defendant struck her on the head with the broom, causing pain.
Okay, pause right there. Over a broom. That's not just a petty argument. It escalated into assault with an object that could be considered a deadly weapon depending on how it was used. The officer spotting a visible bump adds physical evidence which strengthens the charge. Audience, be honest, you ever had a dumb argument that almost turned into something serious? Tell us your wildest roommate stories in the comments.
The officer observed a raised bump on the complaining witness's head that was starting to become discolored.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this complaining witness. You're also ordered not to be in possession of weapons. If you violate this order, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand, ma'am?
No, sir.
There's a protective order that has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, they can file additional charges against you, a violation of a protective order, and that is the capital murder of misdemeanors. Do you understand? It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. So don't violate the protective order.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No.
Okay. I can appoint you a lawyer or I can have you fill out an application. Let me see if you filled one out first. Hold on. I have an application on file already. I have one on file. So what I can do is I can appoint you a lawyer today. We're going to create bond conditions for you. Do not leave until you sign those bond conditions. Otherwise, I'll issue a warrant. The bond conditions, no contact, no weapons.
Okay.
All right. For now, I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box.
Okay.
Let's talk about that 3G offense the judge just mentioned. This isn't some sci-fi code, refers to crimes in Texas that are so serious.
There's a protective order that has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, they can file additional charges against you, a violation of protective order, and that is the capital murder of misdemeanors. Do you understand? It's one of the worst in another county, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it?
It's Bexar County, Judge, it's aggravated robbery.
You're looking at 20 years in prison, not only that, it's a 3G offense, meaning that if they revoke you and send you to prison, you have to do half the time before you're even eligible for parole. So if they send you to 12, you're doing 6 before you're even eligible. Now you got these 2 cases. When is it going to register to you that we mean business, that you can't continue like this, unless you want to go to prison, of course. You need to understand that by pleading guilty to these cases here now, they may use this to revoke your probation in Bexar County. Do you understand?
Sure.
Now, I don't know if they're going to, but they can. And I'm going to tell you, the more cases that you pick up, the higher likelihood you have of that happening, because they are going to be like, well, this guy just, doesn't take us seriously.
Sure.
You are giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement, Mr. Gomez. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement.
So here's the trade. 20 days in jail for the DWI, credit for 16, and trespass charges gone. Sounds like a deal, right? But remember, this is only a win if Bexar County doesn't come knocking. He's basically gambling his freedom that this plea won't tank his other probation. Would you take that deal? Or roll the dice and wait it out?
Agreement. You're done with this. You can never come back and change this or undo this. When you're in a car and you're driving and you get pulled over, the first thing an officer does is they look at your criminal history. If they roll up to your car, they look at and they see that you're on probation for an aggravated robbery. You have been charged with a trespass and a DWI. And they come up to you. You think it's going to go well? So I probably wouldn't give them the ammunition from now on. If you want to get lit, don't get into a car. Even if you've had a sip of alcohol, you understand.
Yes, sir.
As part of the agreement, it's 20 days in jail on the DWI, 16 days credit, and they're going to dismiss the trespass. Is this how you understand it? You also, I'm going to make a docket notation that I have advised you that by pleading guilty to these offenses, it's possible they revoke your probation in Bear County. Do you still want to do this, or do you want to wait to see what happens over there?
To do this.
You want to do this?
And he's been in communication with probation over there, Judge. And basically, they gave him the option of either being unsatisfactorily terminated. Is that correct, Mr. Gomez?
Yes, unsuccessful.
Or he can have it extended and attempt to get it successfully terminated. And so he chose to have it extended to pursue that option. And they were already aware of these cases, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
How do you plead to the driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will sentence you to the agreement. I'm going to suspend your license for 180 days. Do not drive. Otherwise, you're going to be right back in jail. All right? Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Judge.